Hello, my YouTube friends! I bet that you can't tell that this is not my normal camera. It's a webcam. In fact, it's this webcam. This is the Elgato Facecam 4K. Now, the secret is that I've actually had this webcam sitting in a box in my house now for a couple of months. Granted, it wasn't released yet, so I wasn't allowed to release any content on it. But I wasn't really particularly excited to take a look at it either, because, well, it's just a webcam. There are hundreds of webcams on the market, and they're all pretty much the same. But boy, was I totally wrong, because this is not just a webcam. Let me tell you about it today. We've got a lot to get to, so you know what? Let's get to it! So, how was I wrong about the 4K Facecam? Well, two ways. One, webcams don't look like this. They just don't. And two, you can actually add lenses to this thing to add all kinds of different cinematic effects. And I've never seen a webcam that will allow you to do that. Now, before I get started, if you want to check out the Elgato 4K Facecam and get some of the specs if you're into that, there's a link in the description so you can go and check that out. This is what the Facecam 4K looks like, and it's a bigger unit than you might have expected, but it just makes sense because, well, you can add lenses to it. It's pretty basic and simple. It's a light box. This piece on the bottom here is actually something that you can add to put it on monitors or whatever. You can remove this and just put it on a tripod. It will work just fine like that. But you can clip it onto a monitor or another camera or whatever you want. Really super simple. You get this USB-C cord and you plug it in right here in the back. Get a blue light on the front, tells you it's on, and you're pretty much done. This thing is ready to go to work. And because it has this open lens design, you can just cover this up and you know it's not filming or recording anything. Facecam 4K will fit 49mm lenses, and I have a whole bunch of them here that I messed around with. They come in all kinds of different cases that are very similar to this. You just pull your lens out like this, and then you just put it on the face and it screws in. I like to put it up like this. It makes it kind of easier to find the threads. There you go. Threads in, lens is on, plug it in, there you go. It's really simple to change out lenses on these, and the effects that they can add are pretty awesome. But you know what? There are also really cool things that you can do with the app that this comes with, and all kinds of neat effects you can add there too. So let's check that out. The app this uses is called Camera Hub, and it's a very simple app. Up here in the top, we have our camera, and that brings up this menu here that gives us our device and the format that we're filming in. It allows you to frame your stuff, and you can see I'm zoomed in pretty doggone far. This does have a wide lens, and I can change that up any way I want. So if I didn't want to do this optical zoom, that's fine. I could get a lens that's going to give me the framing that I want as well. It's just easier for a video like this to do it right here. So I can frame it up exactly the same as my other camera. I can also add face tracking on here, so it will just track my face and do all that stuff. Now it seems like it's pretty jerky, but that's just kind of because that's what it does in the preview. If we uncheck that, it just goes back to where we're regularly set up. We can also set presets, so we can have it zoomed here and we can have it zoomed, well, who knows, wherever we want. So we can set our presets so we can put the camera in multiple different places and easily switch between those locations. Down here we have picture, and you have contrast, saturation, and sharpness. If I hit the restore button, you're going to notice that I didn't really change these at all. As far as exposure, I did automatic, very, very simple, but you can change it up, center weighted, average, spot, that sort of stuff. You can also change your shutter speed and your compensation and modify your dynamic range as well. And I messed with these settings. They all work pretty cool, but I found that I got the best results with the standard settings that were already set. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If I really wanted to modify this, the beautiful thing is that I have lenses that would allow me to do that. You can adjust your white balance, but again, automatic worked pretty well. And then processing. You can reduce noise reduction and set it to anti-flicker at 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz. Down here, we've got our preview format. We could set it up for whatever we want, 1080-60, 1080-30. And of course, 4K is in there, but I have effects on, which I'll show you in a second. And so you can't really modify it when you have effects on, which is fine, because most people are streaming in 1920 by 1080 anyways. So down here, we can take a picture and we can put our snapshot images in wherever we want. So we can set it up so they're going to go wherever we want. That enables us to easily open them up. And with clicking this button, we take a snapshot. Over here is the preview. So if we're going to use this camera in another app like OBS or something like that, you're going to have to go ahead and turn off the preview so that it loads up on the actual app. We also have this grid pattern here so we can line everything up. And this kind of works really well when you're setting up your room. You want to make sure you have everything symmetrical or non-symmetrical, depending upon what you're trying to do. So you have all of that stuff, which is pretty standard. We can go over here into effects and you can see that I have the blur effect on. So if I turn that off, you can see that my background gets much clearer than it would normally be with my standard DSLR camera, because I use a focal length on that this doesn't have. Now, it doesn't mean you can't add it. You can certainly add lenses on here that will change the focal length and give you the ability to add authentic blur instead of this. But it's really simple just to add the blur and be done with it. And you can see I have it set very low. I just want to add a little bit of a bloom to my lighting. That's all I really want to do. And it does it very well. You can also, of course, change your background. It's really super simple. They even have video backgrounds where the video will actually play in the background. And there you go. So let's turn that off for a second and go down here and apply LUTs. So there you go. We can just basically a more kind of blacked out LUT. We can go ahead and change these up and, you know, just these simple LUTs. Look at how much different they make your imaging look. And, you know, you can probably find a LUT without any lens at all that's going to give you the exact kind of look that you want. And to add them, you just go here and you can use pre-install ones. You can go to Marketplace and download them. There are even videos out there that tell you how you can create your own LUTs. So it's pretty simple to do. Very, very cool. And then you can change the intensity on that. So if you want it to be maybe a little closer to the original image or whatever, see, I kind of like that because that actually brings it even closer to looking like my DSLR. And we just add that little bit of blur and we are really, really close to nearly an identical picture quality that we see on my DSLR. It's pretty unbelievable. We also have AR effects, and right now they just have eye contact in there, which is a little weird. I can just put it on, and no matter which way I'm looking, it doesn't matter. It's going to keep my eyeballs looking at the camera. Little freaky, but pretty cool. So that is what you get in the app, and you just download it automatically. You're good to go. There's the settings up here. You can change and check for updates. But really not a whole heck of a lot. You know, your snapshot location and whether you want this to check for updates and come up when you log into the computer. That's pretty much it. You can set up an account, and of course this will take you to the Marketplace website where you can pick up LUTs and different things like that. But I'm not sure that's really necessary. They give you some stuff that you're going to be able to mess with and work. And then of course, like I said, there are videos out there on how you can create them, because it's basically just like a custom color palette and anybody can do it. Just takes a little bit of playing around. Also up here you've got mirror and flip. So if you didn't want to be able to read my shirt, we could mirror that, or we could flip the image upside down. Super simple, basic camera stuff. And the beautiful thing about this camera is how basic it is. It's really easy to get incredible image quality if you don't know anything. And if you know a lot and you can mess around with different lenses and focal lengths and everything, I'm pretty sure that while it's not DSLR quality, you can get close enough to be pretty happy with a camera this inexpensive. So how much is the Elgato Facecam 4K? Well, 200 bucks. That's it. Now, for some context, my DSLR camera with the lenses is easily over $900. So that's a significant savings, and I'm not saying that its image quality is as good as my DSLR. What I am saying is, it'd be hard to find image quality that stacks up to this for $200, and it gets a lot closer to that DSLR quality than anything else that I've tested in the webcam category, for sure. Now, some things that I really like about the Facecam 4K. I love that it's so ridiculously simple. You place it where you want it, you turn it on. It requires almost no adjustment. It has all kinds of cool features that you can mess with, but you don't really have to do much of anything to get high quality video. I love the fact that this thing does not have any microphone feature whatsoever. It's not pretending to try to do everything well. It's trying to give you the highest image quality that it possibly can and the simplest feature set for the least price possible. And I think it's really achieved that. Now, if you want a webcam with audio, that's fine. But really what you're going to get is a webcam that doesn't really do anything well, including audio. Whereas with this, you get absolutely awesome video quality, and you can add a simple microphone to your setup, and you're all set and ready to go. And I highly recommend anyone using a webcam always adds an external microphone anyways. I know it's a little bit more of an expense, but audio is actually more important than video quality, because if your audio sucks, believe me, people are just going to turn it off. They're not even really looking. They're just like, oh my gosh, why does this audio suck? So audio should be the first thing that you do anyways. Upgrade that, and then when you need great optics, well, the Facecam 4K by Elgato is a great, inexpensive option for anybody out there looking to create video content or live stream. Now, if you want to check out the Elgato Facecam 4K, there is links in the description down below. Click on those, check it out. Maybe you want to pick one up and try it out. I mean, the links are from Amazon, so if you pick one up and you don't like it or it doesn't live up to your expectations, whatever. It's Amazon. You can send anything back for practically nothing. And I think most people are going to find this to be a pretty freaking awesome camera for the money. Well, now you have my opinion of the Elgato Facecam 4K, but I want to know what you think. What do you think of the images that I showed you here in the comparison to my regular DSLR? Let me know about it down in the comments. But maybe you're looking for something a little different, maybe a PTZ camera. Well, if you want to check out some of the best PTZ cameras out there that money can buy, you should check this video out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.